Welcome back to the Sick and Successful podcast. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I have been trying to find the perfect place to set up to film the YouTube videos for so long. For the last few videos, I've been trying my iPhone, I've been trying my Canon, I've been trying different spots in my house. I bought this camera a few years ago for the purpose of YouTube, but I cannot figure out how to get it to not always be blurry. So I'm hoping today might be okay. I am planning on going to the camera store to get them to tell me what I'm doing wrong, but it hasn't been in the scope of time that I have currently, it being the holiday season and being crazy busy. So that is just a preface to say that if this is blurry again, I'm sorry. And if you're wondering why the different locations, the different quality of video, it's because even though I'm 20 something episodes into posting on YouTube and 104-ish or whatever, 4 on the podcast, I'm still learning, and that's the cool thing about being a business owner and just being a human in general. Before I get into this episode's going to be talking a little bit more about my business and some of the things that I've learned and how we've come across new services that have ended up being our most profitable services. Before we get into it, I want to talk about TikTok. I have been obsessed lately. I don't know, does anyone else relate? I've stayed off TikTok for a really long time because I get sucked in. I scroll for so long and the algorithm is just it's like gold of the social media platforms. Am I right? I don't want to be right because I don't have the capacity to start posting on TikTok all the time, but their algorithm just hits home, It's giving me all these things that I'm like, oh, is that why I was weird as a child? All of these kind of self-diagnosis algorithms. And I'm interested to go see if maybe I possibly do have ADD or something like that, because there's just so many similarities and it's interesting to see. But all of that to say, are you addicted to TikTok as well? Because I have been recently. I even had a TikTok fail last night. I was compelled at midnight to go into my bathroom and wrap my hair in my Lululemon pants, obviously wrap it in curls, around my Lululemon pants, because I saw this one TikTok and I was like, that looks like a genius idea to wake up with curls in an effortless way. Let me just say that I ended up having to mildly straighten it this morning, and this is how it looks. It's completely straight. I think that might have been a user error though, and I didn't do it properly, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So anyways, back into the topic of today's episode. It is talking all about our support specialist service at SNS Creative. Can you tell? I am wearing my SNS Creative hoodie. I got my SNS Creative branding logos behind me. I am obsessed with our brand. The logo has meaning to it. Every single piece of the logo has meaning to it. But I wanted to talk about our support specialist services, our virtual assistant services. We call them interchangeably, because it has been such an interesting journey for me as an entrepreneur. I never got into this business to have a virtual assistant agency. It was never something that I thought I wanted to do or had on my mind that would be something that would be, fun for me. But what's important in business is listening to your clients and listening to what their needs are, right? So SNS Creative started out as a social media management agency and then amalgamated with my podcast production company. And now we have social media management, digital marketing, podcast production. And we typically service small to medium-sized businesses that are not at the point to hire an in-house marketing person, but do not want to outsource to a large marketing agency and know that just hiring someone off Fiverr or Upwork to post pretty pictures online isn't going to get them to the place in their business that they want to be. So that's kind of our little area. Our niche is entrepreneurs usually making more than 100,000 a year and above, up to, over $1 million and more. Those are our types of clients that we work with. And those clients, typically online, but we have brick and mortars as well, really needed support doing things that they could no longer do so that they could focus on their area of expertise. That is why I started the social media management side of things in the first place, because I saw that so many business owners were flailing on their socials and unable to get the sales that they needed and wanted and should be getting off of social media, unable to do proper strategy, unable to do digital marketing, all because they needed to focus on their zone of genius, which was running their business and doing what they were good at. And so that's why I started social media. Then I realized now that we took the social media off their plate, they were able to do a lot more of what they loved, and their businesses were becoming more successful. They were selling more and more people were coming to their doors virtually or in person. But now they were still struggling with the administrative tasks, the lead generation, setting up funnels, doing lead magnets, doing things like workbooks or setting up courses, doing graphics, email marketing, keeping engagement up in their Facebook groups or on their Instagram, sending cold leads out, like just so many things that entrepreneurs are doing to grow their business, but they do not have the time to do. And every single person I was talking to, client or otherwise, needed this service, but had a really hard time finding them. A lot of the times, virtual assistants are easier to find overseas because there are a lot of virtual assistant agencies that function that way. And I found it really hard to find great people that, could really speak English, that understood marketing, that had a marketing degree, and that knew the insides and out in business. You could find great virtual assistants, but they really were an assistant. They really could just do exactly what you told them, exactly the way that you did, instead of being more so of like an executive assistant, someone who manages with the entrepreneur, understands the entrepreneur's crazy brain and can help them get those things done, and understands, can prioritize the different things a visionary entrepreneur throws at them and has it all put together and in a trustworthy way. When I first hired Alexa, my VP of operations, I've talked about her all the time. I actually hired her as an assistant on Upwork, and she was phenomenal. I call her my unicorn. Like right off the bat, she kept everything managed. I would say something to her, she would have it in a notebook. She would know when I needed it. She would have it under control. So she rose the ranks in my company so quickly. And then her and I together were like, we need to be able to offer you to other entrepreneurs. Like it's what they need. And so I was able to grow my virtual assistant side of the business with the help of Alexa and her really being able to do the sourcing. She lives in the Philippines, so she has a lot of close friends that are freelancers. And so we had some trial and error, but we figured out a great way to interview, to have a screening process, to have even tests for people to go through to become a virtual assistant with us, multiple interviews actually, experience needed, etc. But we were able to curate this like literal nugget of gold in my company that is now helping so many entrepreneurs. My girls, they're not girls, they're women, but my team is constantly getting promoted in the businesses of their entrepreneurs. Like one recently was now named the executive assistant for that entrepreneur. Another one went from 20 hours per month to 30 to 40 hours per week for another entrepreneur. Like it has grown so quickly. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this for two reasons. Number one, to tell you that virtual assistants is something that we do at SNS Creative, and we do it phenomenally. We have so many systems in place. We are a really tight-knit team, and what differentiates us is that there are multiple virtual assistants, we call them support specialists, that help each other, meaning if one is sick and something needs to get done, it's urgent, we have the rest of the team that knows about your business, that knows what's going on, that can step in. Also, every single person has strengths and weaknesses, right? We have an artist on our team. We have a podcast editor. We have someone great at lead generation. We have someone great at setting up courses, like digital online courses. We have everybody has different strengths. And so we really communicate as a team. We have weekly team meetings. We have Slack channels. We're honestly all best friends. So we're able to outsource within some of those things that we know who's the best at, so that the quality of work you get is phenomenal. Because that's the thing about a virtual assistant, right? Every human being has one zone of genius, something they're really great at. So you can hire a virtual assistant who's really great at creating, but they have no idea how to do lead generation or send emails or maybe create funnels and check funnels and do the tech stack of your business. And so we have that all together. And so you know you're going to get a phenomenal result. Of course, we're human, mistakes happen, that's normal in any business, but we're there to support you in a higher level than any other virtual assistant can on their own. And then the second part is kind of to teach a lesson, not to teach a lesson, but to definitely share a story of keeping an open mind when running your business and cutting services that don't work quickly, and being open and really listening to your audience, to your clients on what they need, because it can quickly become one of the most profitable parts of your business. Support specialist has outgrown now for us social media management, which is mind-blowing to me because it wasn't on purpose. It was an offer that I put out because I was doing a challenge where, you had to put out this offer. I was in kind of like a mastermind, and I was like, let me test the waters. And the waters have been flooding in ever since. We are now up to, let me just count. Alexa is our VP of operations. So she's not a support specialist, but she oversees all of our support specialists. We have Rose, who is our senior support specialist. Then we have KB, we have Diana, we have Jules, and we're hiring a sixth person right away. So our team has grown so quickly from Alexa being this diamond unicorn employee to now having 6 phenomenal unicorn employees crushing it every single day in the virtual assistant, support specialist, engagement specialist side of our business. It's so cool to see. And I really do think that our business being global, we have, like I said, 6 girls in the Philippines. We have 1 girl, our editor, in the Ukraine, and then currently 3 of us here in Canada, and hiring a 4th pretty soon. So our team has grown so quickly because I was able to be fluid and see what's working, what's not working. Something that didn't work very well for me was doing paid master classes and paid short classes. I tried it a few times. It was very successful monetary wise, but mental health wise, the amount of time, the profitability just wasn't worth it for me. And so I urge you to take a look at your business and see, are there places that you're losing money by trying to chase the dollars? For example, having a business and trying to accommodate every single person. For example, we get asked if we can do Facebook ads. We get asked if we can run LinkedIn pages. We get asked if we can, what else is it that there's so many things, build out full tech websites. There's so many things that we get asked if we can do, and we have the connections that we can send people to, because those are things that's not our zone of genius. Our zone of genius is social media and digital marketing. We are experts, virtual assistants / support specialists, elevated virtual assistants. We are experts. We are phenomenal. We are going to change your business. And podcast production, we know the ins and outs. We will get your podcast out and running and make it super easy for you. Those are our zones of genius, our areas of expertise. And the way that I run this company is different than any other company that I've seen, which really elevates our culture. Our team's health is number 1 priority. All of our girls either have a chronic illness, have a family member with a chronic illness that they're supporting, or are stay-at-home moms. They are extremely talented, but need to work from home for one reason or another. And we do not have typical office hours. We work project-based, and we get things done for entrepreneurs as quickly as possible, in a timely manner. There's a quick turnaround, but no one has to sit at a desk from 9 to 5. No one has to sit at a desk Monday through Friday. It is really important for me that my girls, my employees, have a flexible work environment so that they can get work done when they are most creative. We have girls who are doing work at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. And then there's girls who go to bed at 7 p.m. There's such a different range. And it's so important to me that this is a really close, a thoughtful, a caring, a team environment. We are a group together. We are a family together, and we support each other as a family. And by doing so, we're able to support our clients in such an elevated manner because we are so helpful, and we can pick up the balls when other people aren't unable to, which honestly makes the biggest difference in business. So that is it for me. That is it for this episode. I hope you're having fun getting ready for the holidays, and I will talk to you next week. Remember, dream big, it's possible for you, and the next version of success is around the corner.